Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're really zeroing in on English writing. It's one of those skills, isn't it? So powerful, but sometimes, let's be honest, a bit intimidating.
Definitely. It really is fundamental.
Yeah, so we want to ask, what is English writing, really? Why is it so important these days? And crucially, how can you improve even if you feel like you're just starting out?
Good questions.
By the end of this deep dive, hopefully you'll have a much clearer picture of what good writing looks like and, how to build that skill yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, let's unpack this.
Yeah, and it's fascinating because English writing, it just touches nearly every part of how we communicate now. It's not just academic anymore.
Right.
This is really about taking what's in your head, your thinking, and turning it into something clear, something others can actually understand and connect with. Super practical stuff.
So let's start right there. When we say English writing, what are we actually talking about? Is it just grammar rules and spelling tests? I feel like people get bogged down in that.
Yeah, that's a common trap. It's definitely more than just the mechanics.
Okay.
At its heart, English writing is, well, it's the process of expressing your thoughts, your ideas, maybe some information, using written words in English. Simple as that sounds. The core purpose, the real key, is communication.
Communication.
Right. It's how you share knowledge, tell stories, explain tricky ideas, connect with people, even present yourself professionally. Think about it could be a quick text message, right? Or a big school essay, a work email, that blog post you're thinking of writing.
All writing.
All writing. It's the tool that, like I said, transforms your internal thoughts into something tangible, something others can engage with.
Transforms your thinking. I like that. So if it's fundamentally about communication, bridging that gap, why is it such a critical skill now? You mentioned it touches everything.
It really does. If we connect this to the bigger picture, good writing, or even just clear writing, impacts pretty much every area of your life.
Where specifically?
Well, think about school. Essays, reports, even exam answers need to be coherent. Then at work, huge. Emails, your resume, project proposals, often that's the first impression someone gets of you.
Oh, absolutely. The dreaded work email.
Exactly. And online, social media, websites, creating content, it's almost all text-based, isn't it?
True.
Even just personal stuff, messages to friends, writing a review online, maybe an important letter. Good writing helps build trust. It makes you sound, well, smart, clear, professional.
Credibility.
Precisely. And in this digital age, it's critical because often your writing speaks before you do. It's like your digital handshake.
Your digital handshake. Wow, that really lands. Okay, so if it's that important, what makes writing objectively good? It feels like people aim for perfection and get stuck.
Yeah, perfection is probably the wrong goal. It's paralyzing.
Oh, what is the goal?
Connection, I'd say. But to get there, effective writing usually has 5 key elements working together.
Okay, what are they?
First, clarity. Are your ideas easy to understand? Straightforward.
Makes sense.
Second, structure. Is it organized logically? Usually an intro, a body, a conclusion, some kind of flow.
Right, the basic map.
Third, vocabulary. Using the right words, not necessarily big words, but the accurate ones to get your meaning across.
Precision.
Exactly. Fourth, grammar and punctuation. These aren't just rules for rules' sake. They ensure accuracy and make reading smoother. They guide the reader.
The mechanics matter for clarity.
They do. And fifth, tone. How does it sound? Formal, informal, polite, persuasive. This changes depending on your goal and your audience.
Adapting the tone.
Yeah. So clarity, structure, vocabulary, grammar, tone. But remember, the ultimate aim isn't ticking all those boxes perfectly. The goal is connection. Your reader should understand and ideally kind of feel what you're trying to say.
Connection, I like that focus. It makes it less about rules and more about impact. Okay, so those are the elements. But writing itself comes in so many different flavors, right? It's not all the same. Here's where it gets really interesting.
Oh, absolutely. The landscape is huge. Understanding the different types helps you choose the right tool for the job, essentially.
So what are some of the main types we encounter?
Well, you've got descriptive writing. Its main job is to paint a picture with words. Think novels, vivid descriptions.
Sensory details.
Exactly. Then narrative writing, which is all about telling a story, characters, plot, sequence of events.
Like fiction or even just recounting something that happened.
Right. Expository writing is about explaining something or giving information. Think textbooks, how-to articles, reports.
Informative.
Yep. Persuasive writing tries to convince the reader of something. Ads, opinion pieces, arguments.
Trying to sway opinion.
Then there's creative writing, poems, short stories, scripts. more imaginative.
The artistic side.
And don't forget the practical stuff. Business writing, emails, proposals, CVs, memos, very goal-oriented.
Day-to-day work stuff.
And finally, academic writing. Essays, research papers, dissertations, usually more formal, structured, evidence-based.
Gotcha. That's quite a range.
It is. But what's fascinating here is that working on any of these types helps your overall writing muscles. Each has a different purpose, but they all build skill.
Okay, that makes sense. So we know what it is, why it's vital, the core elements, the different types. Now, the big one for everyone listening, how do you actually get better? What are the practical steps?
Right, the how-to. And the good news is improvement is definitely possible. It's a skill you build.
Okay, step one.
Step one, maybe the most important, write every day. Seriously, consistency is king.
Even just a little bit.
Absolutely. A journal entry, a social media post, a paragraph about your day, maybe try a tiny short story. Just get words down regularly.
Okay, write daily. What's next?
Read more. Great writers are almost always great readers.
Why is that so linked?
Because reading exposes you passively, almost, to good grammar, different sentence structures, tons of vocabulary and context, various tones. You absorb it.
Learn by osmosis, kind of.
Sort of, yeah. Third, try to think in English when you're writing in English. Avoid translating in your head from your native language if you can.
Direct thought to English words.
It helps make the writing sound more natural. Fourth, learn and consciously apply grammar. Grammar rules aren't punishments, they're tools for clarity.
So pay attention to the rules, maybe use tools.
Tools like Grammarly can be helpful guides, sure, but try to understand why the suggestion is made. Don't just blindly accept.
Understand the why. Okay, number 5.
Edit your writing. This is huge. First drafts are, let's be honest, rarely perfect. Maybe never perfect.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
Editing is where you refine your ideas, catch mistakes, make it stronger. Read it aloud. That helps catch awkward bits.
Good tip. Read aloud.
Sixth, actively expand your vocabulary. Don't just memorize lists. Learn new words in context, see how they're used in sentences, and then try using them yourself.
Use it or lose it.
Pretty much. And finally, number 7, ask for feedback. Share your writing with people you trust, friends, teachers, mentors, maybe an online writing group.
Ooh, that can be scary.
It can be, but improvement comes way faster when you know where your weak spots are. Constructive feedback is gold.
This raises an important question, though. What if you don't know what to ask feedback on? Or what common mistakes even look like?
That's a good point. Knowing the common pitfalls helps you avoid them and helps you know what to look for when editing or asking for feedback.
Okay, so what are some of those common mistakes?
One big one is using overly complex words just to sound impressive. Often, simple is powerful. Clarity gets lost in jargon.
Right, keep it clear.
Another is writing without any structure or plan, just rambling. Always try to have at least a basic outline intro, key points, conclusion, plan before you write.
Makes sense. Avoid the ramble.
Third, and this is subtle but important, is ignoring the reader. Forgetting who you're writing for. You should always write for someone, not just into the void. Tailor it.
Know your audience.
Exactly. And maybe the biggest one, being afraid to even start. That fear of the blank page.
Yeah, writer's block.
Or just thinking it has to be perfect first time. Remember the mantra, done is better than perfect. Get something down, you can always fix it later.
Done is better than perfect. I love that. It takes the pressure off. Okay, so wrapping this up then. What does this all mean for us, really?
Well,
It feels like the core message is that English writing isn't just, a subject you learn in school. It's a fundamental life skill.
absolutely. It's how you express who you are. It's how you sharpen your own thinking. It's how you connect with the world.
So my takeaway would be start small, stay consistent with it, and maybe try to see writing less like a big scary exam and more like a daily habit, like brushing your teeth but for your brain. Right?
Exactly. A mental workout.
So what does this all mean? It means you have the tools. Now it's about practice.
Precisely. And maybe a final thought for you, our listener, to chew on. How might deliberately practicing one type of writing each day, say, descriptive writing one week, persuasive the next, how might that unlock new ways of thinking, new ways of connecting that go beyond just getting better at English? Think about it as a cognitive tool.
Interesting angle. Using writing to shape thinking itself.
Yeah. And next time, we're going to get even more practical. We'll dive into how to write better sentences in English, looking at real examples, easy tricks to make your writing clearer, stronger, and just more engaging.
Looking forward to it.